happening, HC Nation? Zach Edwards here for another episode of not the Adventure Box Podcast. This is our break. Well, it's still the Adventure Box Podcast, but it's all about Peru. Because I just got back from Cusco, Peru. Yeah, that's right. I loved it. It was absolutely, if you have a chance sometime in your life, you got to go to Peru. It is fantastic. Now, some of the things I'm going to be showing you are about the Incas. Actually, most of the things I'm going to be talking about are the Incas. But we're also going to get a little bit of the culture of the people today. And also some of the things that have to do with the way that they live in these modern days. So today we're going to start off with that, and then we're going to go more ancient. So hold on, we're going to be jumping around to a few things, including alpacas, llamas, and also a very rare breed, which I won't talk to you about, but it's actually an endangered species that you can't domesticate it and you cannot hunt it. People still hunt it, but the fur is fantastic. But you actually have to have a certain license in order to shear that llama. That camelet is what they call it. So a llama, an alpaca, and a, we'll get the name out to you, are all camelets. They're all camel-like. They are from the same family as camel, but not. Now, let's start off with it. I'm just going to bring it to you. Okay, I like pictures, as I said, so I'm going to bring you into my trip. So this was Camelitos del Tahuantinsuyo. I'm not actually 100% sure. Tahuantinsuyo. Oh, sorry. Tahuantinsuyo. Tahuantinsuyo is actually means, what's the translation? Camels of the 14th. Or the 14. So, camels of the 14. Remember last time we were in, Sesewama. Sesewama was a set of ruins, but when we started off that video, we showed the 14 kings of the Incas, the 14 Incas. So, like we like to say kings or emperors or leaders, they were called the Incas. So the people were not the Incas. They spoke Quechuan. And Quechuan is their language. So, but in this, I'm just going to say Incas because you know it is Incas. So the 14 kings, these were the camels of the 14 kings. This is where we went. And in here, let me, whoops. Went the wrong way. These are called Olama Chaco. So these are normal llamas.
How are you? How is it going?
They were so ready to eat.
Now.
Yeah, they were munching and they were waiting for the fresh straw, which is what we would give them. Holy cow. How in the world is this upside down? Do not know. I will just skip over that. So it's interesting watching a llama eat upside down. I never thought we could do that, but hey, they're pretty talented. So this was me at the llama farm. Yeah, this is the first picture, I think the first picture that I've had of me on my trip. But yeah, I was trying to feed them and they were already full. They had already had people ahead of them trying to feed them. Or it was just that I didn't have the best stock for them. So he was shunning me. I can't believe he was shunning me, but he was shunning me. He would not take my food. Man, I wonder if I stunk. Maybe I smelled. I don't know.
Good point, eh?
Oh, look, this one.
Over here, bud.
Perfect.
He liked me.
So,
This one, not so much.
thank you.
Gracias.
Okay, let's go to see the next one. We have
And this one was already eating. So, yeah, that was to my surprise. Okay, let's keep going.
It was like 50 kilograms, around like 35 pounds approximately, right?
This is what they called the sexy llama. So there was the regular llama. You have to see how shaggy they are and such. These ones, their fur is very straight, coarse, thin, and very soft. So that's why they call it the sexy llama. And this one actually, they got right up there with me. Look at it go.
Was like
These two, look at them.
50 kilograms, around like 35 pounds approximately, right?
Okay. So these were the second set of llamas. There's actually 4 types of camelets that they were showing us.
Everybody wanted to stay.
These are still This is another video closer up to them. You see the fur, how it's very different than the first ones, which were very shaggy.
You enjoy it too much. This is a llama therapy. Llama therapy? Yes, llama therapy. So fun, right? So nice. Okay, enjoy it, please. Enjoy it too much. This is the point you came here. Need to enjoy it a lot with them, you know?
Right.
When they, if somebody's do, somebody tell, they speak. But mostly the one who speak directly on you is the men, because wanted to protect the girls and babies. Please, going over there, enjoy it with them.
These almost like a mix of like when they're eating and you're up close, they look almost like a horse, but at the same time, very much like a camel when it comes to body shape and size. The interesting thing is, unlike a camel, they can't actually pack humans. They can actually pack about 50 to 100 pounds. Now, here's really cool, and we're going to get into this later on when we get to this point, but we call them crop circles. Now, they're not alien crop circles. They were crop circles that were put in as a laboratory for the Incas. Yes, they actually tested out ways of growing food different ways, including different soils, different sands, different rocks, that they'd plant the different crops in different altitudes. And so when we get there, I'm going to show you that. But when I was at the crop circle, one thing that I learned about them is that these llamas are actually, how do I say this? They were pack animals for them. They'd have like hundreds of llamas bringing sand in. According to the guide, they could only carry 15 pounds on each llama. I was like, that can't be right. So once we were talking about it afterwards, right, maybe he meant 50 pounds. So we looked it up, and they can carry between 50 and 100 pounds. So 50 pounds sounds about right. I mean, that's something a human could carry over a short amount of time and space, but not throughout the whole Inca Trail. From the coast to Cusco, which is hundreds of miles away, they would have hundreds of llamas bringing sand from the coast inside in order to plant their crops in it. So we're going to get more into that later on. So these were used for food, so meat. They were used for fur, alpaca fur, and they're also made for packing. Now, alpacas is different, and we're going to go to the next. That's the next camelid that we're going to be talking about. They were not for carrying food. They were there for meat and fur. That was it. Once they used up their fur and the fur was no good anymore, they'd eat it. Or if they got hungry, they eat it. Llamas were made for a lot more things, but the fur was not as fine, it was not as soft, and it wasn't the best food. Though it's still good, okay, I mean, they could use it, it wasn't as good as alpaca food, or alpaca meat. So, let's keep going. Yeah. Just skip the whole thing.
The one actually our population is too much.
Llama?
Because farming by the families of the
Alpaca.
Andes, because it's
See the
the best
difference?
activity we have actually in the Andes.
These guys
The wool.
are a lot more
And the
furry.
wool we obtain once a year, and the first cat made it when they have 1 year old is the famous baby alpaca, right?
These are alpacas?
This is baby alpaca, right?
Baby alpaca.
Alpaca Oaxaca. And this is the famous wool you can find in the Andes, no? It's considered like a breathable wool, a smart wool, because it's adapting a different season in the body, no? They are very special. It's like a sheep in the Andes, right? Like a smart wool. Very ones, no? And another like a shaggy ones, right? Rastafarian alpacas, hippie alpacas, black lab. This is more better. This is royal premium.
There you go.
The one up-
Oops. So there you go. The difference. Llama. This one is a llama. See at the neck, the length of the neck, bigger back, versus the alpaca.
Llama?
Because farming by the
Now these
families
are,
of the
Alpaca.
as he was
Andes,
saying,
because
these
it's the
are
best
baby
activity
alpaca.
we have actually.
So these are the softest fur. When they sheared them, it's the highest priced fur, except for the exotic one, the one that is endangered. And so here you can actually see why they actually keep them separate than the llamas. They keep them fairly clean, unlike the llamas who are very dirty. I mean, very dirty. These ones, they actually try to keep clean. They have astroturf down most of the places, though there is some dirt. but they're standing on astroturf while the other ones are standing in dirt. If it rains, they get muddy. These guys, you don't want to get muddy because their fur smells like wet dog if they get wet. So the alpaca, the baby alpaca fur, once you get like a poncho of it, you don't want it to get wet. Now, it is actually resistant to water, but if it gets too much, then it can actually smell not so good. Okay.
That's true. This is for your pashmina.
Yeah, see? That's how the fur feels.
It's like the scarf. Your neck, that's using like a decoration.
Yeah, matted together,
So
but
this
very
is
thick.
softness, this is
Almost like wool from a sheep.
We shave it once every 2 years.
Hey, sexy llamas. Yes, those are the sexy llamas. So I was actually saying it for their name. It's translated sexy llamas. At least that's what they called them to us. Okay, so as you can see, the fur was very much different than this shaggy type fur that's on the llamas. The alpaca was very matted together, but it also showed the softness of it. So not hair, more of like a wool that was found in the alpacas. And the smoothness, I mean, it's like fleece. It's better than fleece. It's like micro fleece, but better than fleece. And once we get inside, you'll actually hear how to tell the difference between cotton, wool, llama, and alpaca, especially baby alpaca. Now, the great thing is that when it's baby alpaca, you don't kill the animal to get its fur. You shear the fur. And so automatically, you can use it over and over and over again. It just keeps growing its fur. I mean, talk about a renewable resource.
Type of the llamas, 2 types of the alpacas. Llamas population in Incas time, alpacas nowadays.
These are the adult
Right?
alpacas.
We
These
love
are a
to
different type
farm
of
it too
alpaca.
much in the
And you can see that these also are very shaggy and very buck-toothed. You gotta love that guy. We called him Bucky. But as you can see, most of their teeth are like that. That one, the white one, was Bucky because it had its biggest
You know what's on
upper teeth, or lower teeth pointing out. Look at that alpaca fur.
And here we can see the men, the boys, lucky boys, breeders, right? So these boys always dominate like a 20, 30 girls. Breeder,
Okay,
right?
I think we're done with the alpacas. Let's go on to the next part. Oops. Next part. And the next part. Here we go. So this is the backside of the sexy llamas. All of them are camelets. And then I turn to... Oh, okay,
are very special.
listen to the Inca band for a
Actually
second.
protected too much by the government of Peru because the species in endangered condition. Nobody kill it, nobody shoot it in guanacos in Peru because it's prohibited. If somebody's needed, it's penalty, jail 15 years. So guanacos, everybody looks with the same color of the body.
Come to find out, those pan flutes that they were selling down there are actually quite expensive. And if you try to get in the United States, and even in China, they're even more expensive. So, buy a pan flute, you want to get one from Peru. I sadly did not because I didn't know that. I thought I could actually get it. I wanted to create it because of the Adventure Box boxes. I wanted to actually create DIY sets where you could actually put your own pan flute together. Sadly, I was not able to, so couldn't find anyone that does DIY just pieces and making it affordable for the students to try. Anyways, on to the
Too
next.
much minerals, too much water. They don't need it, but they are relatively directly from China.
Just more of the...
They die in captivity?
Hey, Rick.
So what about these ones?
We're saving the next one we need to release. We need to release, okay? Because sometimes it's found that the government in many areas in the breeding situations too, right? So let's go to see a condor, please.
Oh.
We have a condor.
They die in captivity?
Sadly, I did not show this. Okay, so I did not get his full spiel. Sorry about that. These ones are endangered camelets. And I actually don't remember the name. That's why I was trying to push it off. I thought he was going to explain them. But I will find out what that name is. And actually, I will do it right now. So give me 1 second. Okay, it's the guanaco. This one, it doesn't sound, oh, it's right, because I thought it started with a V before. Vicunas. There you go. Vicunas. These ones are vicunas. Now, when he said that, because of the accent and me not hearing it right, I actually thought it was another word, which is why I can't ever get it straight. But this is a vicuna, each of these. Now, these are endangered. The population is about 3,500 of these left in the wild. Now, these ones, they can actually hold on to ones if they're being rescued, but they can only hold on to them for a certain amount of times, and then you have to release them back into the wild. They cannot actually stay domesticated or caged for a very long time, which is why you actually see the fences being very high, so we can't actually fully interact with them like we could the llamas. We can't feed them. We couldn't touch them. Totally off limits. So this is how they try to protect them, because there's people hunting them all the time and trying to kill off, because their fur is the most high-priced, we'll say. The most valuable, the most wanted. Okay. Now let's see what he has next. So these are just some of the sites around the area. We're going to come back to this place. And we got the Machu Picchu. Again, another diorama of Machu Picchu, including the, the astronomy tower, the observatory up here, the university down here. It was great. I loved looking at these kind of dioramas.
Because wanted to protect the baby llamas, baby alpacas, because the bad information the population had is they depreding, but not depreding, they are vultures. Why gliding around the baby llamas? Because the delicious food for them is placenta of the llamas and alpacas, right? When they saw these cells in the Andes, the population is poisoned, the placenta and poisoned them too, no? It's not a good idea because condor not depreding. Condor are vultures, right? So this is the way we saving, that's the way we publicated how is rescued the condors, you know? The one is sleeping and then is one Veronica, girl, and Inti. Sizes for them, when they have older age, we consider 8 years old, is 1 meter 30 centimeters, span the wings is 12 feet.
That's the condor.
Right? Normally they live like a humans. 80
and you might not see it, but those are the condors right down there.
For them, unfortunately, is slow.
I have a better picture. We'll get to it after I'm done checking out their habitat. Now there's one actually right up there feeding.
So this is the largest.
Most of my associates didn't even see that one. They didn't know that he was actually there because they were looking at the ones that were on the ground. So they actually have 3 condors that are in captivity.
This is the place we need to release them. Condor happen the same, like they know.
I'll show you in just a second where the other ones are. There we go. There, that's a better picture of them.
It's like California condor is like.
So they're resting down there. They know they're not in danger, or they're not, in danger down there on the ground. So they're just relaxing, just kicking back, just having a good time, basking in the sun. That's why they have their wings out. I have chickens, and my chickens love spreading out their wings and cooking in the sunlight. It actually kills off the bugs inside. So does rolling around in the dirt. It allows for all the dirt to come in, and it kills off the mites. Keeps the mites out.
Too much.
Okay, here we go. There's just another view of Machu Picchu and their diorama, which I think was a pretty good resemblance to what you're going to see, I think tomorrow, or sorry, not tomorrow, next week. So you'll see Machu Picchu next week. We'll get to that. Now, this is interesting. This is a lady weaving. She's weaving alpaca fur. And they will weave.
Knows how many trees going down, how many trees is going up, but never in front they draw this side. It's just.
So if you see where her hand is,
this technique is
right there,
generation by
she's
generation.
pushing a needle
like
through.
You are profession. This is the profession for them. No? Just make the text and it's coming by the families, generation by generation. The time for make one piece is 2 months, 3 months, no? And it's obviously beautiful pieces because it's reversible, no? Something like this. Look at Merina, right? So beautiful things, no? And they're using like a beautiful shali because this kind of textiles used like a cover the running, no? It's not passing the water, it's water resistance, No plastic in the end, it's just alpaca fiber, llama fiber, because this is the legacy for them, Save the Pachamama, protected the Pachamama, right? So how is made
Again,
the color?
Pachamama
Color
means
is made by
Mother
this
Earth.
kind of natural pigmentation. Use the roots, use the plants, use the flowers, use the grains, and you need to boil it, cook it 2 hours, 3 hours. And next one, fix the color with lemon, salt, and an Inca sign use too much urine of the human babies because contain acid, ammonia, and gluten. So this is the one color, and look at the another color. Amazing,
So
right?
that's how they make-
organic. Wool is organic, and the coloring is organic. And I want to show you how it's made the color.
This is how they
It's
make
very important
the
to see this
dyes
kind of
for it.
Beautiful color of them by this
Okay,
kind of
look carefully.
a little
What's he doing?
pillows, a
He's
little
grabbing
fungus
from a
of the
cactus.
We call it cochinillo.
What's he grabbing?
Cochinillo is
A
the
bug.
black. Look at. Can you close it a little bit, please?
Those are bugs.
I want to take one more. Okay, there we go.
They're coming from the fungus of the cactus.
When you're squeezing, look at.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
You know what's this?
Those are beetles?
Yes, fungus of the cactus. This beautiful lady is using every day. Lipsticks. Natural lipsticks. What's produced the cactus? Aloe vera. This is the one you're kissing. Yeah.
So he did actually just say that those bugs and the color that comes out of them, they use it for lipstick. It's good for kissing. It doesn't rub off. Yeah, my wife actually asked me, would you kiss me if I had bug juice on me? I was like, sure, why not? She was taken aback. She didn't think I would say that. But it's all different colors. Check this out. This is how they make the colors.
So aloe vera, that's the way now, using for coloring foods, coloring drinks, coloring drugs, coloring juice too, right? So now look at the Pachamama. Now you understand why it's important Pachamama. A little ash, look at it.
Now by putting
It's
the ash in
amazing,
there,
right?
it's changing the
Limestone.
color.
Look at it. You see it? Now lemon juice.
Maybe I can zoom up when I paused. No, I can't. It's not going to let me zoom in, but you'll have to... Oh, actually, you know what? I'm just going to expand it just for right now. Yeah, okay. See the different colors? Watch how it changes as he does different things to it. First, he used ash. Ash created this like violet color. Now lemon juice.
Wonderful, right? So this is the way we obtain more than 25 tonalities only just with one fungus.
25
This is the
different
knowledge
colors from
system. This is the
one
one,
bug.
point we opened this project because preserve, teaching of the world how is the world in the Andes. It's not necessary to use chemical. This is organic. It's saving the earth.
Yeah.
And then an Inca sign earth was Pachamama, Mother Earth, right?
How do you get the blue color?
The blue color looping flower or the stone indigo stone, right? So, but the indigo stone is putting inside for the urine of the human babies and together with the young. It's not necessary to boiling, just a little time in the sunny, and the color is coming out for the young. It's incredible, the process. Chemical, pH, pH.
Why use chemicals when you have bugs and flowers and berries? All these different things. And the color is permanent. The way that they cook it in hot water, it's permanent. And all these bugs come from the cactus because those bugs are eating the fungus that's on there. How fascinating is that? Okay, next one. This is a little diorama of a household, a traditional older style household. They just love their dioramas at this location. One of the cathedral. This is actually the cathedral in the Plaza de Armas. And this is funny. What's in there? Can you see it? It's guinea pigs.
We change this now with 24. Why? Because 24 is the day for these indigenous people. That's the way.
They raise them, they get them to a big enough size, and then they eat them. And they eat them, and they eat them, which it's really expensive in Peru, but they love it. And it's really expensive because it's a small animal. They have to raise it over a long period of time. And so they need a good amount come back. Now, if it's sold at the restaurants, it's really expensive. If they sell it in the streets, you buy it raw, then you're going to spend a lot less, but it's still expensive for what it is. So those people that bring them to the market, they actually want to sell them and make a good amount because it helps raise the next set of guinea pigs. It's basically like cows, like sheep, chicken. I mean, all these things we raise in the United States to eat. Here in Peru, they raise llamas and alpacas and guinea pigs and fish. So, any difference? Not really, except we love the look of these guinea pigs. They're pets for us, but not for them. You go to the Philippines, dogs. Dogs are meant for food, as well as companionship, but for food. Unlike here, you would never catch someone eating dog, or they'd be pretty much, people would not like that, we'll just say. Okay. Aren't they cute? Look at that.
This is what you ate last night.
They're just so cute.
I can
Except
look in
they're
your eyes
food.
and say, I ate children.
So that one's called breakfast, that
I
one's called
ate
dinner,
breakfast,
that
yeah.
one's called lunch, snack. It's their names.
Oh, Tonga too.
Your hands, please.
They look delicious.
Your hands, please. You can see from you is our contemporary pieces. Actually, we continue to produce. You saw how it's made the color with by cochinilla. You saw the orange, you saw the pink, the purple. This is the ways of things. Why is made like this super bright color? Because Cusco is the rainbow city, and it's happy city, it's happy color too. This is the identify like a contemporary pieces too. And the antiquate pieces looks like this, like a ancestor text look like this too, right? So those are replicas for different kind of civilization. The original you can see in the museum, but you don't buy it in the museum. We have a license, we have a permission for reproducing similarly like originals, right? Because sometimes some visitors arrive here and asking me, I wanted to buy some history from Peru, but it's impossible to buy in a museum. But we give you this opportunity. Example, this is the one special pre-Inca civilization, Paraca civilization, and the techniques they used was embroidery techniques. And the basic color they love to use it too much was blue, red, and black ones. And material used too much, cottons, because they located in the cows, right? Incas at the highlands, right? So this kind of blanket used too much for bundle the mummies, for mummifications, right? And Incas mostly use it like a register, use it like a writing system. This is the ideograms. The Incas use it like a registered the history, customs, trajectories for them. Unfortunately, nowadays nobody knows it. It's losing any time. I'm Quechua. I speak Quechua perfect, but I wanted to learn this Bukina dialect because it's the royalty speaking, right? But this kind of royalty dialect started in the first civilization in Peru, Canal, like 200 years ago before the Christ. And it's passing generation by generation by generation for different pre-civilizations, you know? So this is the writing, and look at here, this is the famous accounting system. This is the statistic, you know, keeps sending a message. For me, this is the first this is the first messenger. Incas used it for communication all the places too, no? The color by the traces expressing means for the animals, means for the persons, means for the time, means for the products, classification, no? And the position and the knots is easier. It's just have the colleagues. You need 10, 100, thousands and more. Depend how many knots you're making is the quantity value. You know, when you make a program in the computer, use the logarithms, use the number and letter. It's the same here. For your idea, you saw Matrix, the movie Matrix? Yes.
Yeah.
The same. It's the same. Binary.
Binary.
Okay, so if you love it, all these beautiful decoration things stay for the soul. This is the opportunity you have, right? Obviously, everything is with warranty. Let's go for the lower part. I wanted to show you now how to recognize which one is real and which one is fake. It's necessary at this point one because nowadays you find you more fake things like the baby alpaca.
Okay. They had a little diorama. Now this is an interesting diorama here. This one actually shows you This is a Inca ceremony of a child dying. Now, it's really interesting that they would make this representation here, but an Inca dying, so a baby Inca dying, so they bury the baby. If it's a woman, they put in an idol that is a male idol. Now, all their idols are very much anatomically correct. We'll just say if it's a male, it looks like a male. If it's a female, it looks like a female. And so, if it's a male baby that died, they'll put a female idol down there. It's basically the preparation for the next life to find a spouse on the other side. If it's a female, they'll put a male one in the hope of finding a spouse on the other side. So they very much did believe in the afterlife. Okay. Oh. I don't know where I'm going to share this, but I might as well share it now. Talking about the afterlife, they also believe in, we talked about it in China, Persia, Babylon. I don't think we talked about it in Egypt, but Israel, I don't know if we did Greece. They believe in the flood. Yeah, a single flood that happened thousands of years ago that wiped out. And theirs is actually fairly close to the Bible, how it says that the flood came in because the people were wicked and it wiped out all the people. And they had to rebuild because all those that went high into the mountains are the only ones that actually survived. And when the water receded, they came back down. Very interesting because even China said something similar, except they said, we were not wicked. We were not wicked. We just, because of other people around the world, we got flooded. So it's very interesting how like all the ancient civilizations have this story of a great flood that was going on. I just thought that was interesting because they are very spiritual. Interesting enough, the way that the guide put it is they're very spiritual. They're not religious, meaning they don't have a centralized religion, except they do. So I guess it's the understanding of what a religion is. They don't have a Catholic church or a Protestant church or such, or even a Muslim, one of the denominations of Muslim. But they did, because they all believed in the same Pachamama, so Mother Earth, Father Sky, and then others as well, which basically comes to an understanding that they had a centralized understanding of religion or faith, a belief. I just think that's quite interesting how the Incas actually did have this, even though they're so far away from places like Egypt, which had a polytheistic society, which they did have a polytheistic and they had a monotheistic over here in Cusco, which we're going to bring on an expert that we met down there. He's a professor. He's going to help us through understanding some of their religious and cultural parts. We'll bring him in probably within the next few months, the next month or so, before the end of the summer. But we have that. And there's just so many different things that come up when it comes to their faith that we need to focus on that, but we're not going to focus on it all right now. That's just one thing that came to mind, which, again, the reason why I brought up the flood, this actually brought up the other part. The reason why I brought it up is because, remember, last time I talked about their flag. And this is not the pride flag. This is Cusco pride flag. This is the Inca pride flag. This is the ancient flag of the Incas, because they are the people of the rainbow. And they are the people from the flood. They have the story of the flood based on, this is why the rainbow came out. Isn't that interesting? So, yeah, I love Cusco. I love their flag.
This is the communication words. In Quechua, we call it a
So a little bit closer.
Burying a child. If it's a female.
So male,
Doll.
female idol,
When it's a male, they put in a
and lots
female
of
doll
coca leaves.
for their afterlife.
So, sur is Goya Suyo, nor is Anti Suyo, is Conti Suyo, or is Conti.
Okay.
So you're saying that this is the communication system of the Incas. There's Cusco, and all these are dots are archaeological sites. But before, there were fortresses and villages and you had runners that would go to all these different sites. So each person was responsible with running the information to all these different locations around the Incan Empire. And there's the different colors are the 4 different regions of the Incan Empire. But this is like 10,000 soles, which is about $3,000 soles, dollars, US dollars for that one piece.
Yeah, $3,000 for that one piece, which is literally the size of a baby blanket. $3,000. But again, it took the person at least 4 months to create because they did every single part. And the information behind it is so important. And if you didn't hear it, this is Cusco right in the middle. And all these dots are fortresses or locations that the runners were supposed to go tell if there was something happening in Cusco, or if someone was being attacked. The runners would come into Cusco to tell them what was happening. So they created this huge network of runners and informers. So I just thought that was very interesting to be able to share.
These are called monkeys in English, but they mean protectors. You offer them coins.
See the coins in the mouth?
Or candies, and they will protect you. Peruvian legend.
So these are trolls that live up in the mountains, and they came down as protectors if you feed them gold or candies and such. And so you actually have these in your house to show that you're under the protection of the troll. Now, more myth and fun than in the past, where they actually did believe it. So, interesting. Okay, so I did lose it. It's the image that for some reason it's not showing up. So I lost it on that image. I'm really sad about that, because that is how you tell if it's real alpaca fur. So easiest way to explain it is you can talk by the coarseness. The finer it is, the more likely it goes from wool, which is rough, or cotton, which is it's soft but it's still rough. It's different than alpaca. It goes down to llama fur, which is softer, but the super soft is the alpaca. And the way you find out if it's alpaca or something else is you actually take your back palm of your hand, you lay it down on top of it, and if it's cold to the touch, it's alpaca. If it warms up to your skin, not alpaca. Yeah, so if you actually want to tell if it's real alpaca, so this is like a mixture. It's not just alpaca. It's probably cotton and alpaca, maybe a little bit of wool and alpaca, which is why they did this fleece lining. It's probably wool too, because it's a little itchy when you don't have the fleece inside of it, because it's not pure. But if I was to buy pure, it'd be like $100 compared to something like this, which is like 20 bucks. Anyways, so yeah, we missed that video. I'm sorry. That's a great video, but we won't be able to see it. Okay, on to the next. Okay, now comes Tambamichay. Tambamichay is the water temple. So we had to hike up a good distance. It wasn't too bad. It was like a half mile up.
Usually in the road that the Incas built for sleep or take a break, like one overnight. Remember, in the Incas time, no cars, no machines, all by foot. Incas make great roads, Capacñan. From Cusco, all the road by connected. In the main road to different areas, the Inca built tambos. Tambo means staging place, hotels. And Machay is like resting place of the Inca. The place where the Inca take a break. That's the meaning of this Quechua word, Tambamichay. What was Tambamichay in the Inca's time? This is going to one to see. Probably was the water temple, because after 5 centuries, still the water, spring water, subterranean water, worked by the Incas, still runs. We will see that today. That is Tambamichay. Probably was the water temple in the Incas. Right. Okay? Let's get it. Remember, okay? Through water channel is connected with the main Tambamichay Inca temple. Water temple, okay? As you can see, we'll cover the stone, apparently stone by stone, religious Inca spot. Remember that. Whenever, wherever you see well covered the stone, probably was an Inca temple. To the water, to the lightning, to the wind, to the sun, etc. Okay? It's part of the water temple. The national flower of Peru. Much better. National flower of Peru. Candy. In the Incas time, Incas considered sacred this flower. Why? Archaeologists found it by the mummy. As well in the ceramic, in religious ceramic. The candle. As well in the textiles. Probably you notice in some textiles they have the candles.
Yeah.
Sacred plant, mas. Sacred flower. Come, please. This is Tambamichay, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, I cannot remember your name. I'm only Isaac. Isaac is making a video.
So if they used it as like a hotel, would they sleep in those little alcoves? Or?
Yeah, good, good. Only the name. Tambo Hotel. But this area is Tambamichay, the water temple. Literal interpretation of the full name, Tambamichay, the resting place of the Inca. Okay? The chronicler said when the Inca was or have a some journey, he was carried in golden liter made of gold. Here, ordered to stop to take a break. For what? To take a bath. And then continue to the second valley. Because this original Inca trail that connect Cusco with Second Valley. Even today, some tourists from German, Sweden people, they take one hike to the Second Valley.
Oh wow.
They start
How long?
6 a.m. and we finish 6 p.m. More than 26 miles.
So like a 12-hour hike.
Yes, or more.
More.
6 a.m. o'clock, 6 p.m.
Oh.
we finish. In the way, we have like, we take cookers, we have some lunch. We take cookers and horse, muy mules who carry the goods. The chronicler said when the Inca stopped here, take a break, Tambo, not drinking the water, he took a shower. While the Inca was touching the water, Seychelles, remember Seychelles today from that tower made a sound. Yes. Some people said the Inca semi-god, the Inca considered semi-god, make connection to the Mother Earth. For that reason, the archaeologists call the temple of the water. In that trapezoidal niches,
Yeah.
the Incas, the Spaniards founded gold,
Oh, it's like offerings.
gold, like offering, the gold represent different deities in the Incas.
The what?
One gold represent, anthropomorphic idols made of
Idols?
gold represent different deities. Incas has million deities.
Deities.
God.
Deities, gods.
Got it.
Yeah,
So they were probably offering, like this was like a
in
temple
order
for
to be
God.
present in the moment when the Incas
Yeah.
touch the walls
Okay.
as religious purpose. Okay, so good. If you have a lot of energy, you can climb up there. I will wait for you here. If not, let's go back to the car.
The Temple of Sacred Water. Right now I'm on the tower across from it, where they would actually make trumpet sounds with conch shells to do a tribute to the gods. This is actually an Incan road coming from 60 woman. But the temple that we were just at, and so you actually walk down this trail, and as the Incas would come here, as the guide said, they would actually wash in these waterfalls. Not drink, but wash. As you can see above, that is where the gold idols would be. That would be resting place here at that temple. As you can see, it's not the highest spot, but if you keep going this road, keep going, you'll make it to the secret valley, which we're going to tomorrow. I wonder if there's anything in those caves, or was at any point. You see different towers on the Inca Trail. Now, other things to know, these two right here are called paper trees. I don't remember what the translation was, or the Spanish name for them was, but these have bark that comes off like those aspen trees, where the bark actually peels off. It's like paper, but they don't really use it for anything except for wood. They also have the eucalyptus trees, which actually came from Europe. They planted them and then they grew naturally throughout so they're like an invasive species to this area, but no koalas.
This is the Temple of Water, Tambamichay. Now, if you got to hear all the things that he was talking about, people would come here to rest on their way to Machu Picchu or to other locations on the Inca Trail. So we are just getting to the beginning of the Inca Trail from Cusco, going on the way to Machu Picchu, but we won't actually make it there until 2 days from now, because tonight we'll go back to Cusco, we'll hang out, and then early in the morning we'll hit the road towards Cusco, or towards Machu Picchu, and we'll camp at the base. So here we go. This is actually the fortress where I was standing. This is like an overlook over top of it. What he was saying was military would set up camp up here outside of the temple to watch for intruders or such. This is the fortress that I was actually showing you in the video as I panned around from the water temple, panned out, right over to this fortress. And this fortress actually was there to look over the whole valley, more military, to be able to make sure that everyone is safe on the Inca Trail and that people were not, there's no bandits and outlaws and stuff like that in Peru. This is called Puka Pucara. Yes, okay.
Incas time.
None of that. Those are the old ruins. So it was a lot built up more than that, but as of right now, that's what's left.
Of the climate, different climate that exists in the planet. Peru has. Why? Because of the Andes. We have valleys. Look, sir, who asked about the tree line? Life? Look.
Yeah.
In the valleys, you can see small trees, right? Around here, we are 12,000 feet, this altitude, eh? Look, like 13th, no more life. No more life, eh? Can you see? No more life. No possible. Why? More few oxygen, and the rain's being destroy all the plants, all the leaf of the plants for that reason. Okay, good. Look, as well as for that reason, let me show you something interesting thing. One scholar proposed ecological levels of the Andes. Ecological level of the Andes. Let me show you. Coast, Yunga, Quechua, Suni, Puna. Puna means no plants. Hanka means glacier. Hank. So, Costa Ochala ecological level 0-15 meter levels. Your homeland. Yunga 5,023 meters sea level. Quechua. In this region, Quechua is located Cusco, about 3,500 meters sea level, 11,000 feet. Okay? Suni or Hanka, still some trees, okay? Still some trees. Like 4,000 meters sea level. Atop 4,000 meters sea level means like 13,000 feet. Atop in the Puna region, no more trees. Because, strong sun rains being. As well, only Ichu you will find it. Ichu. Puna means Ichu region. Straw, Andean straw. Okay? And Hanka, oh my God, from like 14,000 feet in meters, like 4,800 meters, like 14,000 feet ahead, glaciers. It's no capped mountain example, that is no capped mountain, okay? As well, Peru is considered biodiversity in climate because we have jungle. And remember, Peru is a tropical country. Never snow in Cusco. Never snow because we are in the Capricornian tropical Capricornian. We are for that reason. And in coast of Peru we have Lima. And the coast of Peru is considered one of the richest seafood in South America. Because, sir, okay, again, this is interesting to know, Current Humboldt, did you hear the current Humboldt? That brought richer, good phytoplankton, good plankton, and many fish around Peru. Yes. For that reason, we had the best food. Have you tried raw fish?
Not
Ceviche.
here. Not here.
In Lima. Try conchas negras de ceviche. It's good. You know ceviche?
Yes.
Typical dish of Peru. But try in Lima. Why? Because Lima is in the coast. Fresh. Here in the Andes, trout. Ceviche. Only ceviche made of trout. Because trout we had in the lagoon, in the lakes. Okay? Let's go there. It's okay? But this soil become little red. Why? Because has in the soil a lot of oxidation of iron oxidation, red color.
Yeah.
For that reason, we call puca, red town. As well, for that reason, the Incas call like that. Okay. Let's have a sit a while.
Okay, and yeah, this was actually Sunday, and this was picnic day for everyone. So they would actually come out and they'd actually set up a pit and cook all their food in the pit, and they'd play and have activities until the food was ready. And they'd do this everywhere. They didn't care where they were, just dug up a field and put their food in, cook it, and then celebrate together as a family. So most of the shops, if they were for residents, what did he say? 80% were closed. If they were for tourists, 80% of them were open. So that's how the Peru had worked it out among the residents. Now, this is the next place. We're not going to go to there until next time. So I'm going to end this here and let you have fun. you have any comments or questions, add them to the comments below. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow, actually. Take care. Bye.